Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to tear apart a Baofeng charger. Alright, before you say it, no, I didn't have anything better to do. I'm pretty bored tonight, and I wanted to see if I could power my Baofeng charger with this 9-volt battery, just to see if I could do it. So I ended up kind of looking at the guts and saw that it was pretty simple. And then I thought to myself, maybe some of you out there may find this helpful. Maybe if there's a simple repair that you want to do on this thing and you just need a reference, or maybe you're just curious about the electronics inside. Anyways, we're going to dig into it. We're going to look at all the different components, which there's only several, and then we're going to hook it up to an oscilloscope and see how clean it is. So let's go check it out. Real quick, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and make sure to comment below what you think. So the first thing I'm going to start out with is the Wallwart that comes with it. Now, Baofeng, they have many distributors, and I'm sure that they all ship with different Wallwarts, and so, but the idea is basically the same in these guys. They have something called a transformer that takes 110 to 120 volt AC that we have here in the US, and it steps it down to a specific voltage. In this case, it says 6 volts if you're drawing 300 milliamps. So after it steps it down, it goes into something called a diode rectifier, which takes the AC voltage and converts it over to DC. That's where you get the DC on the output. 120 volts AC input, 6 volts DC output at 300 milliamps. And that's an important part here, because you also want to take a note that the polarity, you see the minus is on the ring, the plus is on the tip. So that will come in handy once we actually look at the charger. So the charger itself, if you've looked at it, and these could be different, but on the inside here it says match only the charger adapter, match the original adapter only, DC 10 volts. So it does say DC 10 volts. This is what came with it. It says 6 volts, but like I said, it's only 6 volts at 300 milliamps. So we're going to look at that too. So let's go ahead and start by just plugging in the Wallwart, and let's look at the voltage reading with no load. Alright, got my multimeter here. Just going to do volts, DC, and basically I'm just going to stick the ground here on the sleeve. And you can see right now we're reading 12.76 volts without a load. Once we add a load on there, that voltage should drop down, and ideally, if this is compatible with this charger, which that's what it came with, then we should drop down to around 10 volts. So, let's go ahead and take a look at the charger. Now, to pop this guy open, it's pretty simple. You just take the screwdriver here, and there's 2 little dents here. You just take the screwdriver in and pry it, and it pops open, no screws. And what we're presented with is a very, very simple circuit. These are 2 grounds on the sleeve. This is the tip. This right here is your positive, negative to the lithium-ion battery. And you have a resistor here, which is R4, labeled R4. You have a diode here, which is labeled diode 1. You have a charge controller which is labeled HXNWS. I was unable to find a data sheet for this, but there was one similar. But it basically is just a lithium-ion battery charger. Here you have R1, another resistor. You have the only capacitor, which is C1 here. Real quick, guys, I did miss a capacitor, and it's actually on this underside here. So there's a electrolytic capacitor on the other side of this board. So do be cognizant of that. It's not definitely not going to be enough voltage to do anything to you, but if you're using tools or something like that, it's something you might want to check out. It looks like it is a 22 microfarad, I do believe is what that electrolytic capacitor is. And then you have R2 and R3. My multimeter doesn't do too well with capacitance, so I am going to give the voltage readings, or sorry, the ohm readings of all these resistors, just in case maybe you have a fried resistor and you're trying to replace it. You'll know what to replace it with if you have this exact model. So let's go ahead and take some ohm readings on these resistors. Switch our multimeter to ohm mode. And I'm going to start from the back So we're going to start with R4. And one other thing to note is if you're measuring resistors that are connected to a circuit, you don't always get a reliable reading because there are different paths to get back to ground. So basically, we have to rely on the fact that hopefully there's diodes that will stop the flow of electricity one way or another, however we're measuring it, and maybe it can help to switch the prongs around. But it's a Baofeng charger. Let's just take a look at it. So R4, let's start. R4 is measuring about 0.89, about 0.8 or 0.9, sometimes 0.7 ohms. So I would assume that this is probably supposed to be a 1 ohm resistor, but they're probably using cheap parts, so it's not super accurate, but it's probably close enough. And we have a diode 1. Next we're going to move on to R1, resistor 1. Let's take a look at it. And resistor 1 measures 9.93 kilo ohms. So I would assume that they're probably going for a 10k ohm resistor there. Next, let's take a look at R2 up near the LED. R2 measures about 1.497 kilo ohms, so obviously they're probably going for 1.5 kilo ohms. And R3, the last resistor, measures an almost equal, it's a very, very close 2 kilo ohms. So if you're looking to replace R3, or you're looking for a 2 kilo ohm resistor. So once we connect our charge controller, or once we connect our barrel connector into the AC, we should see a little bit of a voltage drop, if not for the charge controller starting to regulate the voltage to charge the battery, but the diode to light up as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and connect the barrel connector here. And as you can see, the LED is on now. It's blinking red and green. Blinks red and green whenever there's nothing connected. It will blink red whenever there's a battery being charged. And it will be green whenever it's finished charging. So let's flip this guy over and let's check some voltage readings. And first I'm going to see, now that the barrel connector is connected, let's see the voltage just on it now that it's pulling a little bit of a load just for the LED. So I'm going to connect a positive here, the ground here, and we're reading 11.53 volts. So that explains probably 1.2, 1.3 voltage drop over the LED up here. Makes sense, there's nothing else connected. Let's take a look at what the charging voltage looks like. Now we're reading, I think it was around 11.4-ish volts over here with no battery in there. And the prongs themselves with no battery are measuring, let's get these flipped around here, without a battery 8.3 volts. So let's pop this battery in, which is almost nearly dead. We can actually take a voltage reading on the battery right now and see what we're sitting at. So the battery itself is 6.6 volts right now. So let's go ahead and pop the battery into the charger. And as you can see, the light is now red. It is charging. And let's check that voltage on, let's check the incoming voltage again. So our incoming voltage is dropped down to 7.74 volts. And the charging voltage has dropped down to 6.74 volts. So, and I can actually see it rising here on my multimeter. 6.75 volts. So we can see that the charge controller is actually adjusted for the battery, and it stepped up the voltage to be pretty much right above the battery's voltage, so it's charging now. So that's pretty much how the charger works. Now let's kind of check the quality and see what's really going on here. So now I've connected everything to the oscilloscope, and we're going to take a look at the signal. So I have power coming in. The oscilloscope probes are connected to the charging portion, the positive, negative, the charging portion of the charger, and it's connected to a computer that is isolated from ground. There's not much activity going on here. It looks like a nice flat DC wave. Not much change going on here. It's just a kind of a solid, steady, clean signal. So there you have it. Alright, I'm not sure who this video is for, and this is definitely one of those really specific things somebody might be looking for. It's probably for those individuals. But if you like electronics, or you're interested in the guts of the charger, now you have a little bit of knowledge of what's going on with it. Anyways, thank you guys for joining me. Thanks so much for watching, and I appreciate it. 73 to you.